First Saturday of the month, and we have a brand new fabulous folded cutting dies. This is Flip Flap card, and it looks like this. So you just take it and pop, open it. Very neat, very easy to do, very fun. And please come play with us. So as with our fabulous folded, this is Flip Flap card, as I told you. This has 4 cutting dies, and it comes in a wallet shape. That way you've got all the instructions on the back. Let me show you the dies. And you know, one of the questions that we always have with any cutting die is that will it fit into a 6-inch wide die cutting machine? Yes, these will. Everything will work perfectly on your Big Shot, your Gemini Junior, whatever machine you have. So there are 4 shapes. This is the card, this is the pull tab, there's an outer card and an inner one. So those flaps are what's going to be moving because of this. Now let me show you what these look like when they are die cut. So there's the card, there is the tab, there are the 2 other pieces, okay? So what we're going to do to begin with is we're going to follow the directions. Super, super easy. I do want to tell you that when I was playing with this to get ready for this webisode, I kind of had a tendency to overthink it and to make it harder. And don't do that. It's really super easy. So let me show you. Okay, we're going to first take this pull tab, and it has 2 score lines. So we need to make both of them into what we call a valley fold. So just like that and just like that. Now with all of the fabulous folded cards, a bone folder or some tool is really helpful to really secure down any of the score lines. So you want to do that because that's going to be important to make this mechanism work. Now, we're going to take this and we're going to place it into the slit. Now, notice the slit is kind of toward the left side. That's important. So then we're just going to slip this in like so. And we're going to bring it all the way so that we see both of the score lines, okay? And that is the first step. So there you go. We folded it and we've inserted it. Now, we want to slide this so that this is going to be only showing about 1/2 inch of this piece. So it goes right to both those shoulders are just peeking out. You want to make sure it's straight. And then we're going to remove the extra sticky tape. We did add a piece right there. And that's the other thing, and including the bone folder that you kind of need for all of these. So we want to have that. Then I'm going to remove the tape and fold this over. And again, you want to make sure it's straight. So I'm going to poke my head in and press that down. Then we want to add more extra sticky tape. You can see there's 2 pieces there, and there's a piece along that score line. So then that is going to take us to our next step. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the smaller card. It's called the inner card, and we want to position that right here. So again, we're going to remove that liner on both of them. Only those 2 pieces, and then this is going to be positioned on top right next to the score line, and you want to have it even and then press it down. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to attach the last one, and that one is going to get just pulled off. And if you want to have a 1/2 inch piece of the extra sticky tape, that will work nicely too. So this is going to go on top, right along the edge of that. And you see, this makes our card. Well, it makes the piece that's going to be the flip flap. So then you decorate it, and that's what you can do to pull it. Easy, easy. So don't overthink it, just follow the directions, it will work perfectly. Okay, let's get in to see what Teresa has done. And I always love to see, as you know, as exciting as this is, it's so much more fun to see what she has done. Now in this particular one, she has used a series of products, as you know she would, and this always makes this piece, which then goes onto another surface onto your card. Now you can just do this, and that would be fine, but you kind of have this hanging out of the back. So I think it's best to put it onto a card. Now that's what was done on the package, as I showed you. So this just flops open, the flip flap card, and then that's what Teresa has done here. So let me do it for you, just like that. And I love how Teresa always mixes her lights and darks. So you can see this very dark one, kind of a mid-tone here, a little bit lighter, and then on the inside more. And she's also decorated both sides of the inside, so that's kind of fun. And then she's also got the inside of her card. So she's just put this onto a card front. This is our regular 5 by 6.5 inch card. So what Teresa has used is the Magnolia Blossoms. Now this is the 12 by 12 papers, so she's used that. She's also used the solids, and you can see that right here. And then she also used the Magnolia Blossoms die cuts, and that's where she's done the Dear Friend, the Thinking of You, and so forth. Now what Teresa also did is she added some sparkle. So she used the silver cardstock, and she paired that with the Magnolia Blossoms, all of the blues. So blues and silver is such a pretty combination. We'll get a little bit closer so that you can see this just really nice and close. So you can see the Dear Friends is there, and that is on the top piece. And the card was die cut out of the Magnolia Blossoms 12 by 12. Also, the Magnolia Blossoms is slightly smaller than the 5 by 6.5 inch card, so that worked nicely. The other thing, so you can see the silver shine that's going on. So she's got the silver cardstock here, but down here she used the borders, and this is the Borders and Corners Engraved Dazzles, and there's a ton of them in here. So she's used that here, as you can see, and she's also picked up the 117 beautiful butterflies. Now this has giant butterflies, but it also has some little ones, so you can see the little ones right there. Now you do need to have something to pull, so she has elected to use ribbons, and in this case she has used, of course, the blue ribbon set, so just works really, really nicely. Now Teresa does another trick with her papers very often, is that she will cut them out or die cut them, and then she will edge them with an ink pad. Now in this case, with all of the blues, she used the Midnight Blue Harmony ink pad, and she used, of course, the blender brushes. And so she simply took the craft mat, placed her cardstock on top, and then dipped the blender brush into it. Now this isn't going to look real great with the blue on the pink, but just to give an edge, and it just does it so easily. Those brushes are kind of amazing. And so this is a technique that she uses very consistently, and it's something that adds just a bit more dimension. Hopefully you can see that. It's just a little bit of a shadow at the edges of all of the papers, and she does it with the die cuts too. Now that went onto the front of her card, but with our flip-flap mechanism on the inside, you can see, that's the beauty of double-sided cardstock, isn't it? She's got a smaller one here, again, the dark, medium, and light colors. So here are more of those engraved dazzles. This is one of the die cuts, and another right there. And then she's added the tiny words and phrases. So this is the set that's got 310 pieces. It's got black, white, gold, silver, and you can see the silver is what she's used there to write happy birthday and celebrate. It's always kind of wonderful to see how those tiny pieces work so well on a large card. Now you can even see that she edged the pull tab, so that's there. Then on the inside of her card, she has used the lighter of the Magnolia Blossoms. There is a die cut. She's matted it on silver cardstock. And this is Well, the directions are down below. You just click on the card and you'll see the directions. They'll be over on the right side of your screen. You can print them out if you like to. And so she's gone just a little bit more than halfway on this 5-inch wide card. She did matte that on the silver again. You can see that shine. Look at that border, how lovely that is. It's going over that paper as well as the cutout that was matted. This is where our bigger butterflies come into play. Doesn't that look nice? And also more of the tiny words and phrases. So you can see that this just gives, you know, a really fun place right there for the recipient, and then also you've got room to write your message and another bit of message on the inside. Okay, that is our first one. Now let me show you what she's done for our second. And this is surprising because it is using this, not attaching it to a card. Like I said, you should probably do. So Teresa knows. She designed this cutting die and she designed these cards. Now, let me just pull this out to show you. So she's done it horizontally, as you can see. How fun is that? And then to flip it over, she's added another piece that will take care of that pull piece, so it's not showing like it did on the original. So there you go. Now, how fun is that? So a horizontal and not attaching it to a card front. So that works. Now, in this particular one, she has gone with the wind flowers. Now the wind flowers, she went with the 6x6 papers. And what I love, well, I love several things that she did. Number one, you see how when you're looking at this, you just see these wind flowers all over. Plus you've got them in the cutting die, which is really nice. But it just works so well, even though these are two separate sheets of the cardstock. This one, let me open this up for you. You can see how they are there. And this is a different one that she's cut that outer flap out of. So very interesting. And then she's got all of these cutting dies. So let me show you. These are the wind flowers, and they're different sizes. They do get layered. Now, Teresa did the same thing where she edged them, and this time she used the midnight that we did on the first one, but she also added the damsoned wine and pine tree. Now, obviously, for the different colors that are going on. So that just works really nicely. Same thing, blender brushes, doing it on the edges, okay? So that's going to work. Now the other thing that she used is the Big Greetings Dazzles. Now this is really fun, and you can see you are amazing. Then on the back, sending you a big hug. In fact, we had a cutting die that just sold out that had that on it. Then on the inside here, she has used the die cuts and more of the Windflowers papers. So really, really fun. So the die cuts, well, they kind of look like this. There are 31 of them, and that's one of them, so blessed to know you. And she also did use, because of the solid here, the matching Windflower cardstock. So everything coordinates, everything is ready for you, and that works really nicely. Now, just want to play with this a little bit to show you. So you are amazing, so blessed to know you, grateful for you, and then on the back, sending you a big hug. Well, this is just a really wonderful celebration of friendship and caring. Now, this is using the black ribbon, probably to go along with that wonderful message on the Big Greetings. And so there's the black ribbon. And that it works also with the centers of the Windflower cutting die. So very fun. So that gives you another version. So we had the vertical, now we have the horizontal. What will the woman do for the last one? Well, let me show you. Here it is. Now this card is our 5x6.5 inch, and the top has been cut out, looks like about 3/4 of an inch, but again, the directions will tell you. In this particular case, she has gone into something that's very seasonal right now, and that's seaside. And so seascapes and sand, she used our 12x12, as well as our solid seascapes and sand. And You can see the paper there. And let me show you the other thing. So for this pull that she did in the previous card, she used ribbon. Here she's using jute for the pull, but also to embellish the card front. So our jute has, I think there's 14 colors, something like that, 72 inches of each, so you've got plenty. Works especially well. Teresa uses them quite often for masculine cards, so that's fun. Now the other thing that she added here is the chipboard, Seascapes and Sand chipboard. So you can see the kelp coming up here. We've got the seashell, and let me open this up. Oh, fun. So you've got this. Now this is our card that goes with the cutting die, and look how fun is that. So you've got a really pretty card front that's got the cutout right there from the paper collection, and then as you open it, you've got all of this seashell. We've got the more cutouts, and we also have the chipboard that's been done with the tri-blend markers. But then you've got this to pull, and you've got even more. So the way this is going to read is happy day, happy birthday, make a wish. Oh, by the way, the make a wish comes from the tiny words and phrases. This is the primary set because that's where you're going to get the different colors. And on the inside, big, wish big, very fun, another piece of chipboard, so very neat. So you can see this is the solid cardstock right here and right here for the pull tab, and just doing a really nice job. You can see that everything has been trimmed slightly smaller than the card so that that white edge creates a mat, so really fun. So you have the ideas of the card front becoming on a vertical, on a horizontal, becoming the card itself, and then also as an inside surprise, very easy to see and to work with. And I think that all the papers and things just do a nice job of reinforcing your message all the way through your card or your scrapbook page. Don't forget, you can use them there too. So this is our flip flap card cutting die. And on the Money Saver, you will notice that our free gift this time is the big greetings, because you're going to have fun with that. Now you see some ways to use it. The Money Saver is on the right side of your screen. If you would like to get a wonderful, fabulous folded die every month, we invite you to join our subscription club. Every month you're going to get not only the cutting die and the free goodie, but you're going to save 10% off the retail, and you'll also get this before the webisode airs, so you can take your hand at it if you choose, or as soon as the webisode's over, you can get to work and you can make some delightful things. Now, when you first join the subscription, you will also receive for free our 3D bow cutting dies, so that's just an extra gift. There we go. So if you want to join that, you will also see that over on the right side of your screen. And you can also go to paperwishes.com, which is where you are if you're seeing this, and just type in subscriptions, and it will show you all the subscriptions that we have. And if you are watching this on YouTube, we hope that you will like us and subscribe to us, and then click on the button below and head on over to paperwishes.com. Again, every single project has the directions down below, and you can take advantage of that, print them off if you like. It's just another way that we work to inspire your creative spirit. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for being part of our Paper Wishes family. We'll see you next month.